Hi everyone, it's Kay here. Thank you very much for joining me today. I'm just going to show how I make my slide ephemera. So I've got a few of these slides that I picked up from a second hand shop. I've got a few of these in my Etsy shop, and I'm just going to show you how you're going to use that. And I've got some cardstock here folded over in half ready to go. A circle die because I don't have a circle punch. And some book pages that I'm going to use for covering over the front. So what I thought I could do is use this part of this tag here for part of the slides to match the journal I'm making. The one here that I've just made, I've added a bird to the front here. We might have time to do some things in there as well. We'll just have to see how we go. It's 10:30, so let's see how we go. Okay. With paper, I like to use glue all over, mainly because I think that with double-sided tape sometimes it does bubble in the middle. So, and should check, make sure this was clear. I went to Spotlight the other day and they didn't have any of this glue there, and I'm thinking, aren't they going to sell it anymore? But I had a look online on their online shop and they still have it listed, so maybe they just didn't have any on the shelf at that particular time. It's always hard to find sometimes. I like to sort of have it my pages bigger than the cardstock, mainly because sometimes I measured it for some unknown reason. It just never seems to reach the edge, so I don't think I measure very well really. So I'm just going to do that for the front and one for the back, because I'm going to use a clip to clip this in with. This is a page from a geography book, but I thought I like the yellow pages, they're good size. For making this sort of stuff. I probably should have used one bigger page and done it all the way around, kind of thing, so it doesn't come off like this. And this. So I'm going to use my circle for what side shall I use? A bit about the planet. Why not? Use a pencil to make sure sort of about middle-ish. Middle-ish. Is there such a word, middle-ish? Probably not. And I probably should have done it before I glued it down, but of course I forgot. Remiss of me. Oh, I haven't glued that down. That's right. For a minute I thought I'd glued the whole thing down, but I haven't. I forgot. Tell you what, I'm losing the plot with forgetting things. I think that I know lots of people make their ephemera ready to go, and I have got a plan to do some of that, but at the moment I'm trying to. I've had one market, but I've got a market where a country town about 40 minutes away that's only every 3 months, and COVID really stopped them from having that, and I paid for the last market and never went because I was sick. Or was it cancelled? I can't remember. Anyway, So I'm going to this market. I'm not really sure if I remember how to get there, because it's a bit of a convoluted way to get there. It's not just an easy straight up the road kind of thing. You've got to go a variety of roads. Might have to have a look at it again, and because last time I ended up going on a dirt road. So we call them dirt roads here in Australia, but friends of mine who are farmers at Freeling suggested that they're not dirt roads, they're gravel roads, because they're made with gravel, which is true, they are made with gravel. So we're going to do that. I'm being very lazy, I'm just using the sponge here from the blending tool. Mainly because I've lost the back. Oh, I might stick I don't have a stick on there. I'm using forest, what's it called? Forest moss. Quite like the colour of forest moss. Okay, make sure it's just enough. And I have going to put that on the top here, so I need to cut that out, and that's right, I've got to make a tag, haven't I? Okay, you forgot the tag. Oh dear, oops, sorry. I do things like this all the time, I just forget stuff. So let's just measure this up a little bit. And use my little cutter here. Oh. I might just trim a little bit more off, because it might not fit in the pocket otherwise. Let's have a look. Just a bit more. The way I'm going, it'll probably just be this for today. Oh. Tell you what, it just doesn't look straight again. Oh, it just still doesn't look straight. Let's have a look. It's that side that doesn't look straight. Just a smidgen, I think. Yes, just hardly anything at all. Was it worth it? Yes. So we're going to do, and I should have done a book page for that as well. Let's do a book page, part of book page for this one. Because the idea is that this creates a sort of like a window through to the tag underneath. Keep the backs plain so it can be used for writing or whatever. I've got some ephemera here. I'd like to use the bird, but the trouble is if I use the bird, I was thinking of using the bird on here from something I made a long time ago, and I want to use this, so just have to make sure oh no, that's right. Sometimes I just cover the slide and just use the slide as is, but today I decided to create the slide piece of ephemera, which is going to create a headache, I see. First time I've tried this with the slide. Normally I make my own frame, but I figured, well, I've got these slides here, may as well just use them. No point in saving them for a rainy day. What should I use next? I've got all this paper here from the collection. Oh, I might use that. Glue on top of that. Hope it's not too glary on the plate. I'm waiting looking for that wooden thing that that people use on their crafting tables, but couldn't see one, and I picked up a roll of contact paper, and of course I forgot. Contact paper is not as shiny as, so there's no point in putting that on there. To use that there. Let's find out where we this, because we have to get my knife and cut this off. I could, just leave it the slide as is, but the pictures of Fiji, so I usually just take the slide out. And I'm going to stick that on there and cut the hole out afterwards, and then work out where I'm going to put this tag. Let's cover this up first. I'm going to use a, there's that side or that side, which is the right side, I think. Yeah. And usually what I do is, I worked out it's best to just cover it over with washi tape. So I'm going to use stripy stuff, because I think that sort of has a reminiscent of slides back in the day. When my husband and I were at Teachers College, we both did geology. One of the things we had to do was find take up pictures and create a slide presentation for one of our assignments. So we've got this slide collection of all these rock surfaces. I quite like that, because it sort of like reflects the blue of the the collection. Sorry, excuse me. I'm hot. Just been over to the chemist, and I'd forgotten my husband, because my husband went over to drop the script yesterday, and I'd forgotten they'd said to him to come back in the afternoon today, and went over to get the paper and thought, oh, I'll go to get the script as well. Of course, it's not in yet. Because what happened was is that I went to a different practice, because the doctor I had before was left. I think he just found it quite hard going. People being really rude and disrespectful. So he's retired, so I just came to the practice near where we live, so I can just basically walk there. And the doctor gave me the script for this stuff that helps me sleep, because I can't sleep very well without it. I spend ages and hours not sleeping without it. And gave me a different brand, and the different brand did not agree with me at all. So we went back to the chemist, and they said yes, we can still use the script because it's basically the same ingredient, but one brand must use, I think the woman said something about fillers, so perhaps they just put different fillers in, and that's what didn't agree with me. I felt quite yucky all day yesterday. Oops. Don't pull it, Kay. Just have to trim that up a bit, make it look a bit neater. Need to clean these scissors. I'll glue on them now. These are my favourite cutting scissors, but I'll have to get some. Somebody said that they show me some of the ergonomic ones, because I've tried a bit ergonomic ones before and I found them really hard to use. I suppose it's just a matter of persevering, I think. Right, so that's going to go in there. Let's have to see if we can measure it up. Oops. Not sticking anything down at the moment, just to yes, I quite like that. It looks good, I think. Just needs to go over a smidgen. Oh. Lovely. So what I might do is cut that bit off because it's going to stick over the top otherwise. And use some of the blue. So we can measure it up again. Right, just put a little bit of glue just underneath that one bit, just to confirm it's in the right spot. Yep. Probably needs to be there a bit more. A bit more. Yep, that's it. Stick the whole lot down now. It's a bit bland at the moment, so I need something else to pop it up. Let's have a look at my. Could use one of these fancy corners. What I probably should have done was use some of this paper to create a bit of layers. Hopefully you can still do the layers. What else have I got? could stick that under there like that. Oops, now I'm going to lose my spot. No, it doesn't work either. Let's do a words. Now I think that's in the wrong spot now. Knew this was going to take longer than I thought. Stop fiffing faffing. Might just cut that off as well. And I might just use a bit of a bingo card. That's better. That looks so much better. This bingo card came from a collection, paper collection that I had, that I made another journal with. Now I have to go through all that process again of working out where to put it. Needs to come over a bit more, that does. Sorry, I'm not talking very much. I'm trying to. Sometimes I find it really hard to concentrate and concentrate on what I'm doing and talk at the same time. So, beg your pardon. So my husband's gone down to mind our granddaughter. He's because he usually takes her outside for hours on end, and I struggle with that. So it says me, who might go to sports day tomorrow, but for our grandson, but at least I don't have to. I can just watch rather than sort of do things with them. That's what I find hard, is trying to do things with them for long periods of time. I just can't do it anymore. I quite like that. So let's make this into a tag. Where's my little thing here? Always good to have those on handy. That looks good. So I have to put a hole in the top here. I can find where my punch is. And I've just lost my cord string that I want to use. On the floor. Of course. Okay, let's do this. Oops. Still need something, I think, this tag. Okay. Just chop the end off a little bit. Just need something. Where's that? that'll do. This has come off from that music cover I've got in my journal. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a flip through of the things I put in my signature on the previous video, and I'll put that link in the box in the box up in the right hand corner there. Okay, so I need something down here now. Do I want to use one of these ornate little corners? I think I did have some small ones. I don't know where they went. I think they got lost. Where'd they go? Well, we just could use some lace, Kate. Just use some lace, maybe. Whoops. So we can do some right there, and the lace on top for a bit of consistency, maybe. Yeah, you can see the lace a bit better. So for a minute then I thought my washi tape was stuck to the bottom of this. Okay. This needs something else. What else does it need, Kay? Some numbers maybe, or something like this. And a number, I can find one. Lost all my numbers. Not lost, but used them all up. Because what I do is I stamp out a whole heap of numbers, and then I used to use them up. So I might just cover that with a bit of green. Oops, wrong way, green K. Not so white. Oops, so sorry. And maybe I should do a little detracts away from the. Oh, see if I can find a picture of a herb maybe. Where's my herb book? Like I said, I've got stuff everywhere. Oh dear. Oh, I tell you, hopeless. I might put that in the journal itself. There's a bit of paper here that might go. Looks a bit odd. Looks a bit odd. Let's see if I can find a picture of a herb. A little one. Lots of big ones in this one, unfortunately. Don't think I've got any small ones. Let's take a bit of this. Actually, I might take a bit of the top of this one here, because it's yellow, and it ties in with everything else I've got happening here. Looks terribly awkward, I know, sorry. Just trying to make sure I just want the picture. page. Took the cover off because I wanted to create a bit of space, and it's just going to cut this top bit off. And because it's so white, I have to use a bit of ink again this one as well, so it's not quite so white. Yeah, let's just do a little bit of green on there, on the whiteness, so it doesn't look quite so white. And glue that on. Just wanted to go under there a bit. So that looks good. And we're doing out another number up here. Help it straight. Just a bit of inking on the corners. I'm getting glue everywhere because I should have done that first. Maybe I could do the other flower here. Maybe I should just do it down there, so it sort of looks a bit odd stuck up there, doesn't it really? Oh, I don't know. Just a bit of green just to cover up that whiteness. And hopefully after all of this effort, it'll work. I think, yes, I can't believe it took me half an hour to do one tag. This will probably be it. This will be it. One special tag, one special piece of ephemera I should say. So I'm just going to stick that down in there now, and the idea being that you pull the tag out, pull the tag in, and you've got a bit of a interactive element. So I hope you like my tag today that I've used I've made using a old slide, and thank you very much for joining me, and we'll hope to see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.